Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. While we take a minute for everybody to get in, why don't you share in the chat where you're from and what program you're with? My name is Michelle Childs-Forcoy. I'm the Chief of Staff for COABE, and I'm here this morning with Amber Miller, who will be presenting on Beyond Kahoot, more games and apps to engage students. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Amber.
Hey, y'all. Welcome. This is Beyond Kahoot, more games and apps to engage students. My name is Amber Miller, and my email address is here. This presentation will be very participatory, so I hope you're ready to participate. And I will share this presentation with you at the end of the session. So I will share the PDF with all the links in it. Good morning, everyone. So again, my name is Amber, and I am from Austin Community College. My video, and Austin Community College. And let's do a quick warm up, everyone. So this is, I'm gonna paste it in the chat. This is a Padlet. And the link is in the chat, everyone. If you didn't see it, I'll paste it again. The chat looks like this. I mean, the Padlet looks like this. Ready. And this is just a quick warm up. Again, if you didn't see it, I will repost it in the chat. This is just a quick warm up to post. How are you feeling today? Use the plus to use the plus under the title, and then what are you hoping to learn this session? So I see I'm not the only tired person. I'm drinking my coffee, so hopefully I'll be good. Someone's busy, great. And then what are you hoping to learn this session? If you'll just add your ideas here. If you're having any problems with Padlet, just you can put it in the chat as well. I know it's almost Friday. Oh, tough day. Oh, and I love Shaun the Sheep. Great. All right. So keep posting them. We'll come back to them at the end. Right. New resources to learn for class. Great. And lots of names. So fun. Okay. Different games to use, any cool tools, new games. Yeah, I hope we can provide that. Great. Lots of, yeah, and hopefully everything you'll get today will be engaging for your students and fun. So, yes. All right, so let's get to the games. We'll come back to these in a minute, but let's go ahead and get to the games. And the first one we're going to start with today is actually Kahoot. So I want to talk today about thinking about these games and apps in a different way, though. So when we think about them, when we think about Kahoot, it's usually just as a review game or a little quiz. And I want you all to think about using it not just to review, but to teach. And we do this through something called a blind Kahoot. So a blind Kahoot introduces new material. It's something that the students haven't been exposed to yet. So they will not get the correct answers. This is why I love it. So they're learning as they go. And the idea isn't that they're going to get the correct answers the first time around. So students won't know the answer the first time around. They can guess, and then you'll review at the end. And then the second time around, they'll learn. So, And then the teacher pauses between questions to explain or answer the questions. You can play the game a second time directly after the first so students can practice and demonstrate understanding. And you can use this technique with other apps. Okay, so here on the presentation is a video about how to do a blind Kahoot and a template for how to do a blind Kahoot, and then the example. The example is the one we're going to play right now. All right, so I'm going to go to Kahoot. And this is one I did for my ESL class, and I forgot to introduce myself, but I am a professional development supervisor from Austin Community College, as well as a ESL instructor. So this is one for my ESL class. So as we do this, please remember it's for ESL. So you might know the answers, but my students did not. All right, ready? So we're going to play this. Now, I'm going to give you tips as we go along. If you want a stable link that you can always give students, you can use the Play Solo. You click that and you can copy the link at the top. But we're going to play the traditional way. So this is called the Whale Clan, and this was in preparation for a reading. So there was a lot of vocabulary that I wanted students to prepare for, and this was in preparation for it. So we're going to play the regular way. And ready? All right. And I will put the link in the chat, everyone. Right, so the link is in the chat. And I see that all of y'all are joining. Now, my program did pay for me to have the paid version, so we should all be able to get in. But if you are encountering any problems with limits on participant users when you're doing Kahoots, make sure in your profile setting it's set to school, like K through 12 school, because if you set it to higher education, I work at a college, if you set it to higher education, it'll limit you to 10. So in your profile, you have to change it to be K through 12 or school, and that will give you 40 participants. But again, this one is paid for. This presentation was made on the free Kahoot though, so it will be available to everybody, okay? But the only reason that we have the paid version today is so that hopefully everyone can get in. All right, so I'll give you all one more minute. So again, to copy the link, you click on the game pen for students if you're online. And in person, I always show the QR code. And I find that's a really good exercise for teaching students how to use QR codes. And that always works for my students. The other hint or thing I want to say about teaching online is to always check in your settings so check in your settings that it shows questions and answers. So if you have an online class, make sure that's set, because if you don't, then it's really difficult for students to navigate between screens to look at your screen and then back. So and for this one, we're not going to randomize order questions. And great. All right, so if you're not in, just for the sake of time, you can participate in the chat, or the joining directions will always be on the screen. Okay, so we're going to go. And okay, so how do I get in? If you click the link that I put here in the chat, then you should be able to join. And then you just enter your name or nickname. Okay. So everyone, I'm going to start. Remember, this is a blind Kahoot. So here we're thinking about learning rather than already knowing the answer, okay? Or reviewing what we have learned. So this is a blind Kahoot. Ready? So let's start. So the first question is, what is this? What do you think that is? Ooh, we're so fast. All right, everybody click one. Remember, the faster you go, the more points you get. The faster and correct. This, everybody, is a porpoise. And for ESL, we would practice speaking this. Again, we're preparing for a reading called The Whale Clan, so we practice this. So everybody, porpoise, porpoise, porpoise. And we practice pronunciation. Okay, so that's a porpoise, everyone. All right, let's see who's in the winning seat. Marcia, nice. All right, let's look at the next one. What is this? All right, now this time, yeah, people got that this is a dolphin. Yeah, this time it's a dolphin. But did you know a dolphin is also a whale? And 2 people knew that a dolphin is also a whale. So that is the dolphin. This is a dolphin. We practice pronunciation, dolphin. Okay. Oh, Kenyon's Dave is now #1. Good. All right, let's look at the next one. So what do you think? Is a porpoise a whale or a fish? A porpoise. So remember, dolphin is a whale. So a porpoise is a whale too. It's a whale. Very good. Remember, this is a porpoise. All right. So what do you think? What is the difference between a dolphin and a porpoise? This is a dolphin. What do you think is the difference? The snout. And my students do not know what that means. So, and I'm not going to tell them. I'm just going to say the snout. That's the difference. That's the difference. Yes. Let's see who got that. Yes. So you all might know the snout, but my students don't. So, so next question is, what is a snout? Again, here we're having the students think about it, look at the pictures and guess, right? Okay, so the snout is the nose. Now I know technically it's not, but this is easier for students. I've had people argue with me in presentations before, but the nose. So you see how this one is short and then this one is longer. Yeah. All right, let's see. Canyon's Dave is still #1, but Debbie, you're on fire. Great. So what is the animal on the left? Mm-hmm. Good. It's a humpback whale. Nobody chose pineapple. That's strange. It's a humpback whale. Very good. Ooh, Will is number one now. Nice. Okay, let's look at the next one. So what do you think? Which are friendlier to humans, large whales or dolphins? Which one? Which one is friendlier to humans, to us? Yeah, dolphins. Dolphins are friendlier. They're nicer to humans than the large whales. All right, let's see. Ah, Will, good. And then, so what are whales? What do you think? What are whales? Do you know? And maybe my students don't know this vocabulary, so we are also going to talk about this. Right. Yeah, whales are mammals. Mammals. Yes, very good. All right, let's look at the next one. So, how do we know that whales are mammals? What do mammals have? What do mammals do? How do we know? Mhm. Go faster, everybody. Select it. Yes, they're all correct. So everybody is correct. Yes. They give birth to babies, live birth to babies. They feed their babies milk. They breathe air and they have hair. All mammals have hair. Did you know dolphins have hair? They actually do. They have it in here in their snout. They have whiskers. All right. And then the next one. So let's review. What is a porpoise? A porpoise is a whale. Yes. And let's review. What is a dolphin? A whale. Yes. And what is a whale? All right, great. So a mammal. So let's see who's the winner. So for my students, we would take more time and discuss them after each one. Debbie, nice. And Candice Dave is number 2. And who's number 1? Will. Always I tell students, and what is your prize? Your prize is you are my favorite. So you're my favorite, Will. All right, so that is a blind Kahoot. Now this might feel like, oh, this might feel like it wasn't a blind Kahoot for you. It might feel like a review because you know these things, but my students did not. So as we did it, we were learning it so that also they could get the picture in their head before they did the reading. So they would be able to know what a porpoise looks like, what a snout is. So that's what all these things. So that is how you do a blind Kahoot. And we would play it one more time just for speed to see who could get it the fastest. So and make sure that they understand. So that is a blind Kahoot. All right. Yes. All right. So that is a blind Kahoot. And again, you can use any of these games to do these things blind, to teach a topic blindly without students having prior knowledge about it. So yes. All right. We're not going to do quizzes because I think that this one is familiar to people, but I just want to mention it. Quizzes. That's okay. So quizzes is another quiz like game. I actually use quizzes more as actual quizzes in my class. I'll give it at the end of class as their quiz, and because it's more independent, they can do it on their own devices and it's not shared up on the screen unless you do it as a presentation. So that's how I do it. What I don't like about quizzes is that they've started limiting the amount of storage that you can have. And so that kind of that's kind of awful. I loaded up my account before they did that. So you can only have 20 quizzes in your account. But it is still useful and I like to use it as homework. What I do is oh, maybe it's not on here, but what I do is I do it as a individual play, like I said on Kahoot, and I copy the link. Mm-hmm. Yes, the links will be shared at the end. I'm going to share this presentation with all the links in it. So I will share it with you, I promise. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to say on here, if you want to find my stuff, like for Kahoot, you can find my Kahoots by searching, and this will be on the presentation that I share with you. It's amber.miller. And then here, if you want to find my quizzes, and I have a lot of them, you search for Amber ACC. And that is how you will find my quizzes. And yes, but I want to skip this one and I want to go to Blukit because I think this one might be new for most of you. Oh, Michelle shared it with everyone. Great. Thanks, Michelle. So Blukit might be new for you. It's new for me. And I want to practice this with you and play with you. Okay. So Blukit is just like Kahoot, but it has a lot more free options. 60 participants can play at a time. And there's already lots of searchable quizzes in there, just like Kahoot, just like quizzes. There are many different game modes to choose from, which is great for assigning homework. It has a clean, easy to use look, not like Kahoot. It doesn't always ask you to purchase or upgrade. So that's really nice. For answer types, you can either do multiple choice or type the answer. And you can import easily from Quizlet if you have lists in Quizlet, vocabulary lists, or spreadsheet. And I will say this though, unlike other quiz sites, you can't copy other quizzes and edit them. So either you use it as it is, how you found it, or you have to make one from scratch. So that's a caveat here with Blukit, okay? And you can't pull from other quizzes like in quizzes. So you can't pull questions from other quizzes like in quizzes, okay? But let's play one to see how it works. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Again, I have a lot of quizzes, but we'll skip that for now. Okay, so so Blue Kit looks like this, and you can search for any kind of set you want to do, again, that are pre-made, but you can't copy them and edit them. And my sets are here. You can also set homework for students, just like in quizzes or Kahoot. But let's go ahead and play one now. This is one I made for my students. Well, I started making for my students. So, and it looks like this. All right, so when you go to play a Blue Kit, it's kind of like Kahoot. It'll show different game modes, but almost all of these are for free. You can see that this one is plus only, but everything else is for free. And you just have to play with it to see what kind of game you want to play with your students. For a lot of these, they're really good for homework, but not for in-class participation. When you go there, if you just want to play like Kahoot, that is what Classic is. So we're not going to play this one because I think we all know how Kahoot looks now, but we are going to play a different one. Let's do Fishing Frenzy. Okay. Okay, so there's different ones. Some of them involve teams and some of them are individual. This one is individual. Again, here we have a player limit for 60. I do not have a paid account with this, so the first 60 who get in can do it, and then the rest I will show you on the screen, okay, how it looks. All right, so okay. So this is a very short quiz. I'm only going to give you 2 minutes to do it, okay? And so you can set the time. So that's what's different with this. If it's individual, you can do it by time or by points. This one is by weight. I like this one because it is very random who wins. And so if you have those students who are always winning Kahoot, it's a nice change of pace for them because of that. So here we go. All right, so we'll do it by time, and then whoever has the most points at the end is the winner. And we're going to host now. I'm going to get the copy code, put it in the chat. Some of you are just typing it in, and that's great. Okay, so we're at our limit. So I am going to go ahead and start the game, and then for everyone else who isn't in, I will show you on the screen what it looks like. Okay, so ready? Let's go. So basically, you have to cast your line like this, and then get a question, and you have to answer the question. So again, some of them are typing the answer, and some of them are multiple choice. So the son of my sister. I caught it. And then we go to here. That one. So again, another multiple choice one. And then I have jellyfish in the way and I can't see. And for those of you who, and see how these things come up, there's meant to block your way so you can't do it. And then for those of you who are doing it on your own, you might find that the questions repeat if you're doing it fast. And that's just because there's only 6 questions. So that's why you want to limit the time. We have 40 seconds left. Father of my cousin is my uncle. I agree, Umberto, the music is nice. Okay. My mother is mine. Oh, we're finished. Okay, so that's so I am in 27th place. Oh, and you can see where you are based on the others. I'm going to go back to the main screen so you can see what it looks like from a teacher. Here we go. So Margot was first. Good job, Margot. Woo! Jose was second and Mandy was third. Nice. Yay, congratulations, y'all. So as you can see, and it doesn't, honestly, it doesn't, for this one I like because it doesn't matter how many times you answer correctly. It's kind of random how much weight the fish that you catch are. So it's nice because it's more like it's more random for students, and it's not the same student winning over and over again. So that one's neat. And again, I just urge you to play with the different game styles that are on Blue-Kit and then see which ones are going to work for your quiz or for your class. So great. And then I can see going down completely how many. So like, for example, Margot answered 8 questions correctly, but look, M answered 10 questions correctly, but it's all random how much weight the fish is. So that's kind of what's cool about it. And you don't have to show this to students, but I'm just letting you know what it looks like on the teacher end. Okay. All right, everyone. Let's see. Let's go back to the presentation and see what's next. All right, great. I'm glad if you like it. My hope with this presentation, all my presentation, is if you can find one thing you like, then that's pretty cool. Okay, so again, so that was Blue-Kit. Let's look at the next one. All right, these it will not show you, but the links are there. Quizlet Live. If you've never played Quizlet, Quizlet is a it's a flashcard site. So you can do vocabulary, like vocabulary on one side of the flashcard and then the definition on the other side of the flashcard. Just like all of these, like quizzes, like Kahoot, like Blue-Kit, you can search for what you want and probably someone has already made it, which is nice. So if you so you don't have to, reinvent the wheel every time. You can just search for it. But but what I love to play in class, in person, is called Quizlet Live. And right now I think it's called Classic Live or something. But I love it because teams are automatically and randomly assigned. So they're already done for you. They are assigned, and students, in an in-person class have to get together with their partners because different answers are presented on different devices. So if there's a team of 4, all 4 team members will have different answers. So they have to work together to figure out who has the correct answer. So that's what I love about Quizlet Live. It's great for collaboration during a class. And when I present this in person, I usually show a math example where they are having to do the math problem and then figure out who has the correct answer on their device. So that is what Quizlet Live is. And on Quizlet, to find mine, you can search for Amber_teacher. And the other one I want to mention that I love to play, especially at the end of an online class, is Jeopardy, of course. And jeopardylabs.com is very easy. It's the easiest way to make a Jeopardy style game, I think. And again, there's a bank of questions and pre-made Jeopardy games from other people that you can use. And but the unfortunate thing is you cannot add pictures to the games without paying for a membership. And I will show you this just briefly so we can see what the website looks like. And it looks like this, and it is so it looks like this, and you can just find a Jeopardy game, anything you want to do. If I want to practice math and I search for PEMDAS, then I can see this, and then it shows the preview of the one that you hover over. And you can find the one that you want. You can also on this, if make an account, and you can copy it and then edit the questions so on your own. So again, all free. So that's Jeopardy Labs.
Amber, there was a few questions back
Sure.
for booklet. Jose wanted to know with the booklet, can you see incorrect if you wanted to look at it, like for spelling in the example, like if someone misspelled an answer?
Let's see. Okay, so like, no, not for free.
Okay.
Not
And Edgar had a couple questions. Wanted to know with booklet that they like the game, but can it be played at home with family as well?
Yeah. So again, how you do it is up to you. So you can assign it as a homework assignment, and then you choose what kind of game you want to do. I've done this one. It's fun, the cafe one. It's like you have to solve the answers and make food and then feed it to the customers in the class. And anyway, so it'll give you these options for independent study, and then you can assign it as homework. Yeah, it's rather than hosting it live.
Okay. And he also wanted to know that with the Jeopardy piece, is there a game like that that could be played like Family Feud?
This I don't know. If anybody else knows, please put it in the chat, because I don't know, and I would love to play Family Feud with my students. So thank you. All right. Thank you for your questions. Just keep them coming. And to this. One moment, everyone. Sorry. My camera is having issues today. Okay.
That's a great question. Is the game in different languages at all?
Which game? Definitely in Jeopardy, you can find examples in other languages like Spanish and other things like that. But in Blooket, and just like Kahoot, you can all the games. Yeah, all the games like Kahoot, you can definitely find them in other languages, and in quizzes. So I'm almost 100% sure you'll be able to find them in other languages. Okay. All right. Well, let's go back to the presentation. And see what's next. Oh, next we have Flippity. I love Flippity, and it's a little bit more technically maybe advanced, but but what Flippity is you use a what's up with this? You use a Google sheet. You use a Google spreadsheet to turn and you put in your questions and response in the Google spreadsheet, and this will let you turn it into flashcards, Jeopardy, typing tests, word searches, crossword puzzles, all these different kinds of things. And then after you create a game, you share the URL with students. And then inside of Flippity, there's an easier way to make games, which I'll show you. And then there's I forgot, I didn't in that thought. There's new Wordle style and there's new flashcards as well that you can use. So let's go look at Flippity. And I'll show you around and then we'll look at some examples. Okay, so flippity.net looks like this. I agree, Flippity is great for citizenship. I'll show you my citizenship cards. It looks like this, and you can see all the different styles of things that you can do. Flashcards. Flexcards is like a more sophisticated flashcard. Jeopardy kind of quiz show, although I just think Jeopardy Labs is easy. Random name picker. For this one, I prefer, for random name picker, I prefer wheelofnames.com. That's the one I use all the time in my class. But this, a randomizer, I'll show you, but manipulatives. I use manipulatives all the time. And I use the flashcards and manipulatives. I'll show you manipulatives in just a second, but you can see there's all of these. There's matching, all of these kind of different games you can use. And once you have a list of vocabulary or problems or facts that you have, you can create any of these different kinds of games. So it seems like a lot of work maybe at first, but then you can make it, you can remake them into all these kind of different games. So for Flippity, I'm going to show you my flashcards, and then also I will show you manipulatives. Okay, so to make them, there's always a demo of what it looks like. So for example, these flashcards look like this. One side is the problem or the vocabulary, and then the other side is the answer or the response. Then so you can look at the demo, right? But on Flippity, there's always instructions, and I'm not a big reader of instructions, but I would say for Flippity, you should really read the instructions. It's very useful. So what happens is you get a Google Sheet template and you make a copy of it. So you open it and it'll prompt you to make a copy. You need to be logged into a Google account. I know, Germania, I didn't make that one. So anyway, so you log in, so you have to be logged into a Google account, and then you make a copy of the spreadsheet. You can rename it. I would just rename it, like if I was going to do citizenship vocabulary, which I already have. And then yeah, and then you edit this. You're just going to edit all of these things. So if we want to edit this one, we could do stumbling. Like Germania said, into the new world. Oh, and then we can change it, into the Americas, let's say. Okay, and then like that. Okay, and then stumbling. Yeah. So then we edit it, or we can just. What I do is I just copy and paste from. Whatever list I have, right? So you just do it like this. You can change the card color. I usually just leave it blank, and you just write in the color you want it to be, the text color as well, but I usually just let it be black. Oops. Like that. Okay. And then so then you do that. The main thing that you have to know about Flippity is how to publish it and how to share the link. So for all these Flippities, what you do is you go to File. After you're finished putting in everything, and see, you can do links as well if you want to put videos in. It's just great. I'll show you some examples in a second. But so when you're finished, you go File, and then Share, and then Publish to Web. Okay. And then you're going to publish. Okay. And then this is not the link. This is an important thing. You have to publish it. Just close it. Publish to web, close it. And then at the bottom of every Flippity spreadsheet, it will say, get the link here. And this is where the link is. This is what you share with students so that they can practice. Okay. So this is the link, and then it'll look like this when they go to practice. Okay. The best thing about Flippity flashcards is once you've made them, you can make so many different worksheets and everything with them. So it seems like a lot of work at first, but then if you go to more, with the same flashcards, with the same terms or problems or whatever you put in the flashcards, you can play this kind of Connecto, which is a Connect 4 game, Snowman, which is like Hangman, Virtual Breakout, Crossword. But that's what I love. I love doing crosswords with my students. So you can send them to a crossword. You can send them to a word search. You can send them to manipulatives. And if you send both sides to manipulatives, this is a very long one, so I'm not going to do it, then they can do matching on their own. You can do a matching. And you can do a quiz show. So there's a lot of different things that you can change it to. And if you want to print a quiz, yes, Edgar, I'm going to send it. And also it's in the chat. And then if you want to print a quiz, you can print a quiz with all the, and I can just put it at 10, with all the terms and definitions, so that you can have that as well. So if I do this, then they'll have to fill in the blanks like this. So it just generates the quiz automatically for you, or you can generate a word search. This is not going to be very good because there's too many, but you can generate a word search that is printable. Yeah, it's too many. And then a crossword, which is also printable. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with one list. In the presentation is that I'm sending you is a link to one of my Flippities, which is a here we go, which I will share with you here right now. This one is, oh, that's not it. Sorry. I guess I have to click on it. This is one of my citizenship vocabulary lessons. So like I said, I love it for citizenship. So claim, and then the definition, hereditary title. These are all things from the 50 yes, no questions on the citizenship application on the N400. Anyway, they're terms that students need to memorize and know. So that's what I love. And then you can make a this one should be okay for a word search. So then you can make a word search with the words and print that out for students. Yeah. So, oh, and yes. So that is that one. And then I'm also going to share a manipulative with you because I love this for my ESL classes. Let me close these things. For my ESL classes, I love doing manipulatives. I do not have it open. And I'll show you how that looks and works. So this is the flashcards I have for citizenship, for vocabulary. And then this one is a manipulative. So the thing about manipulatives is that they're independent practices. So in an in-person class, I will have students do it with team partners, but it looks different on every device. So I can move things around. This is a manipulative. I can move things around on my screen, but you will not see the same thing on your screen. They are more for independent practice. It's like a unique URL for each game. This is a manipulative, and I love to do it for story order. So these are from Ventures collaborative activities, the free collaborative activities that the Ventures textbooks give you. And it was originally a printable where you had to cut out the pieces of paper, but I just copied them and put them into the Flippity spreadsheet. And then students have to put the story in order to see to make the correct order of the story. So I love it for this, and I love it for matching as well. I've done it. Doing matching. You can put a line in the middle and do a matching kind of activity. Here, you can always change it to different looks, and you can do a matching activity like this. And a person asked, how do I sign up for Flippity? You don't sign up. It is just a static page. All you do is you have to be signed into your Google account, your Gmail, and then it lives in your drive. It gets saved to your drive. It's not saved on the website. So you just have to do that. When you're on Flippity, you have to do the instructions for whatever kind you want to do. And then just make sure you make a copy of the template. And then that's how you do it. And if all this is too complicated, some of the things like a word search, you can just copy and paste them in to make it. So you don't have to, you can do the template, especially if you already have a list. But for this, but if not, you can just copy and paste your terms in and then generate it like that. And the word search is printable, is always printable. So, okay. All right, so Flippity, that's a deep dive. If any of y'all are from Texas, on our PD portal for TCall, I do have an hours-long training on Flippity. So that's kind of a deep dive. I just want to give you guys a quick overview. I want to end with one more Padlet because I feel like I love this one, and I just want to share it with you because we are running out of time. Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. I was muted. I don't know how that happened. So I'm sorry. Michelle, how much did you miss?
Just when you were going over to this.
Oh, okay, great. So this is a Padlet, another Padlet. So what I ask students to do is to put where they are from. So you push the plus, the compose, the add post, and you search for the place. So I'm from a place called, I see someone already did it, which is great. I'm from a place called New Braunfels, Texas. I'll just put in Austin, because that's easier. Austin, Texas. And you can put in your hometown. So that's what I tell people to put in. and then it will find it. And then I'm sorry. Maybe I did this wrong. All of you guys are doing it right. And then yeah, here we go. And it'll find it. But then I want you to, and if you've already put it in, that's great. But here in the write something, put your name. And you can go back and edit yours if you've already done it. Okay. So you put where you're from, and then you put your name in the text box on the bottom. And then you publish it. Okay. And then I can see where you're from. If you've already done it, just re-click on your spot. And then there's 3 dots here on the side, and you can do edit. And then you can put in your name. Debbie's already done it. Great. So that's how you do it. And then you put in where you're from, and we can zoom out and see the whole world. Yeah. Great. Like this. So that's what I have them do day 1. We just do this, and I help them, of course. The ones who cannot do it, I help them. So we do this day 1, and then we have a visual overview of where everyone's from, and that's easy. Now, for my higher level classes, I have them go in later, next time. So next time I'll have them go in and I'll have them edit it. And I'll have them find a picture of something famous from their hometown. So I'm from Austin, so we can search for a picture from Austin. And let me see, what do I want to show from Austin? Okay, I'll just show this because that's one of my favorite activities. Okay. So and you just pick something from your hometown to show the partner. So we add in a picture like this, and then you can update it. All right. And then, so we do that. And then 1 or 2 people every class must talk about their hometown, like talk about the picture. What is the picture? Where are they from? And why is it important to them? Okay. So that is how this Padlet works. So I love the map version, especially for my ESL students, but for everybody. For when I give trainings, I love seeing where everyone's from. And you can zoom out like this, and you can click on somebody and see if they have any pictures. Let's see. Or you can look on the side and we can see it like this. You can also do presentation, slideshow with the pictures, and scroll through them like this. Like this. All right. So that is Padlet Map. And again, this is an old class of mine, but I like it because you can see how spread out we are in the class and how everyone is from a different place. And then they'll all take a picture of something famous from their hometown and explain it. Like, this is the highest level track in the world or something, highest altitude in Kazakhstan. So yeah, so different things. All right, so that is Padlet Maps. And to end, I'm just going to go back to the presentation, and well, it has disappeared. Oh no. Okay, so we'll just go back here. So I hope you all enjoyed it. There's a lot more on the presentation, and Michelle, if you can share that again in the chat. There's a lot more that we don't have time for today. Like I said, this can be up to 3 hours. So so please check it out. All the links are there, all the things I use, for presentations. And great. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks so much, Amber. We hope to see you all at 2. Take care. Bye-bye.